up here in Brooklyn. Kevin Durant's career high of 54 and on down. I'm surprised he doesn't have a 60-piece in there somewhere. But there's still time to go.
Yeah, I just try to go with the flow. We were shorthanded a bit in the scoring department. I didn't want us to get stagnant on the offensive side of the ball, so I just put up a lot of shots tonight. And guys played off of me today. They seen I had it going early, so they were looking for me pretty often. So it was I felt good as the game went on.
Fournier on Durant. Gotta like this matchup if you're Brooklyn. Raises up over him and knocks it home. It's nothing but net. Kevin Durant looks over and says, I got a 40-piece.
It's hard not to watch. Man, they were sending 3 guys over at him. He was still just shooting right over him. Man, that man's insane. He makes everything look easy out there.
Boy, they're all up on Kevin Durant, but they gave him a little daylight. Deadly! Durant! Dynamite!
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch and fun to be a part of. He's the best player in the world. It's real cool for me just to be a part of this and to watch him be great.
But for Kevin Durant, another 50-point game. He has 51 and has shouldered the scoring load in the absence of Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Kevin was unbelievable. Obviously carried us, made a lot of big plays, the whole deal. So it was Kevin Durant on full display.
And that's it. Brooklyn wins it to make it 6 straight wins against New York. Kevin Durant, meanwhile, with 53 to go along with 9 assists and 6 boards.
I'm always playing with joy. Sometimes, I have conversations with people on the sideline, but at the end of the day, it's always fun every time I step out on the floor. And I'm glad we could beat the Knicks in our house on a Sunday. It's always fun.
Guys, these are the fewest number of games between 50-point performances by teammates. Kyrie and Kevin shot to the top of that list just in the last week. Right. Controversy, though, followed Kyrie's visit to his team's locker room outside of the city's COVID protocol. And KD has been understanding but frustrated. Where do you two stand on Kyrie's status at this point?
I'm like, let him play. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it's making no sense to me in terms of why he can't play, but others can come in and play, and we're taking the mask off. We're back to normal as best we can. I mean, it just seems to be murky. And here's what I wish the NBA, the Players Association, and the teams would do. Understanding that this situation is fluid and it is changing week to week, month to month. Be flexible enough in your rules that it allows for common sense also.
Because he's able to be in the building, Dennis. He's able to sit in seats he's purchased maskless, but not able to play in those same games.
Playing the game, and I think to add to that fine went into the locker room as well, being unvaccinated too. Now let me come back to you with this one as being a former executive. How do you have that conversation to go back to the private sector? Because that's the holdup now, that openly in New York, you can go places with no mask, but the private sector is the one that's holding Kyrie back, because those are the ones that saying, hey, you can't go to the plays, you can't go to anything local right now, and that's what's holding Kyrie. So to your point, how does Adam Silver and the rest of those 30 owners have that conversation, Kristen, with the private sector? Because that's what's holding Kyrie back.
Well, again, this is where common sense has to come into play. And there have been some people in New York who have lost their jobs because they are unvaccinated.
Correct.
Right? But now, again, this is a fluid situation. So I think now you come back and you say, hey, let's take a relook at this situation and see where we are. Because where we are today is not where we were 6 months ago or a year ago.
Exactly.
So let's apply today's standards to the situation that we're presently in as opposed to a rule we made a year ago. Again, because this is a fluid situation. This isn't, this is how it is, and this is how it's going to be forever. Because, hey, 3 weeks from now, it may change again because this is the type of situation that we're in.
And I think that's the problem with the common fan that didn't quite understand. We all agree it didn't make sense from day one how you can come from out of town and go right into the arena and participate or watch, right? That never made sense from day one. But we had to take the education a step further to the common fan. No, it's the private sector holding Kyrie back and other people that want to be in that situation.
The Nets, though, are still sitting in 8th in the Eastern Conference despite such...
Right.
I can just leave it
Hold
there.
on. Before KD got hurt, they were 2, Kristen. Let's remind people of that now.
Despite all of the ups and downs that this season has held for this team, after watching the last week, do you two think that we're just waiting for this potential playoff upset? They're in 8th.
Somebody getting upset.
Listen, it's happening.
This is going to be an upset.
That's my question.
7, 8, or 6, right? Wherever they finish, they're going to upset somebody, and they may get to 5. If they get to 5, ooh-wee.
5 is pushing it. 5 is pushing.
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 But they can get to 6.
Yeah, they can.
They can get to 6.
They can go on a nice run with KD showed us last night.
But if they get to 6, they got Philly at 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, and the
Philly,
round.
possibly the Bulls. Depending on that 2 through 4 or 5 is real fluid as well.
Yeah,
it's like a game and a half, right, Kristen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at that. Yeah.
We're looking at these standings.
Yeah.
A game, 2 games, a game and a half, separating each of these teams. As you look at these standings, is there more potential for upset in the East as well?
Yeah, I think Brooklyn can catch Toronto, Cleveland, right? Now, are they good enough to catch Boston? Who knows? But they can definitely get to 6. And if they get to 6, right, then you're looking at who's at 3 right now?
Right now it's Milwaukee. Milwaukee today.
So, I mean, Miami, Philly, Milwaukee, neither one of them want to see Brooklyn in the first round.
No.
If it's not Brooklyn, though, as we looked at those other teams sitting right there at the edge of the playoffs.
If it's not Brooklyn, you're good.
Really? Okay, so you don't see any potential for upset otherwise?
No, if you Miami, Philly, Milwaukee, 1, 2, 3,
you're in.
You good with anybody you playing underneath.
What do you see as Ben Simmons' contribution and his eventual addition to this team?
Ben, can you just come be you, whatever version that is right now? And right now, I need some rebounding. I need your defense. And I know Kyrie and KD will empower you to go dunk the daggone basketball and not worried about shooting 3s. Zeke, if you give me that, that's all I need right now, because KD healthy now. Kyrie, as long as we don't play Toronto in the first round until this mandate slips, I'm good right now. But we play Toronto and we in trouble. We in trouble until they lift things up.
Coach, you asked me if I can give you that?
Yeah.
I can give you a little bit more.
You give me a little bit more?
I give you a little bit
Just
more.
a little bit more?
Coach, let me tell you what else I can do for you.
What can you give me?
I can give you a couple of rebounds.
Yes.
I'm kind of good at that.
Yes, you are.
And by the way, was I defensive?
Can you lock somebody down for me?
Yeah, defense, rebound.
You still got that in you?
Yeah, I got, my back may be a little bit hurt.
Let me rub that for you. Get that right for you.
Yeah, put some of that. Yeah, all right, okay, well, I'm good. My back right. I can give you some defense. I can give you some rebounding. And then I can throw it to Patty Mills.
Yeah.
I can throw it to Seth Curry.
Yeah.
I can throw it to Durant.
Yeah.
I can throw it to Kyrie.
Yeah.
And Drummond gonna rebound for me. And I can run.
You just run all day.
Man.
And you know what else, too? Forget about those people. I don't care if you take 1, 3, whole playoff. I just need to drive the ball to the rim and get fouled every so often.
Coach.
Can you do that for me, Coach? Can you do that for me, Ben?
Coach. My chest real big now. Coach, I think I can do that for you, Coach.
That's all we need, Chris. All that other stuff we talk about, You don't need that.
Coach, I'm proud. I
That's
think I
all
can
we
do that
need.
for
We
you.
need that confident person. We need Kyrie and KD to show us you're great leaders and empower this guy because we know the talent's there. Let us talk about the threes, but I'm not going to talk about Ben. I want you at the free throw line. Other than that, rebound and play defense, and I'm good.
And Kyrie and KD and
gonna do what
the
they
rest
do.
of the supporting
Yes.
cast proved, though,
Yes.
what they would do for bit just days ago in Philly.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. You be dropping
Like we're
dimes.
right
Man,
here.
hey.
Yeah, because in Philly, right, one of the most important moments for Ben Simmons with the Brooklyn Nets